All right, folks, quick update here. Days 4 and 5 were lots of excitement and fun. So yesterday I play a lot of chess. So I decided I'm going to go find a chess club to play with. Found one on Google Maps, not that far away. So I walked up one of the main streets right near here in Palermo and found the place, walked in, and I was able to communicate using Google Translate mostly that I wanted to play some chess. And so apparently Fridays at 5 o'clock, I can play 5 games of rapid chess for just 2,000 pesos. So I'm definitely doing that. That's going to be fun. On the way back, though, I experienced my first kind of scam from the local people. So basically, I was coming back, and I on my list of shopping items I wanted were some berries because I have some yogurt. I want to have some berries in the morning. So I walked through this tunnel underneath the train. And in the tunnel, there's a guy selling berries. I'm like, perfect, great. And he, I want 1 kilogram. He says, no, I have 2. Okay, great. I'll take 2 kilograms. I'll take some blueberries too. And he was real happy. I gave him a tip. I paid him 3,000 pesos, which to me, again, is not that much for 2 kilograms of strawberries. And I went on my merry way. And I carried them all the way back to my place, and then realized when I opened up the bags, because it's dark in the tunnel where they were selling these things. I didn't really get a good look at them, but they were almost all rotten. So it looks to me like they found some discarded strawberries from some store and then kind of cut out the worst bits and threw them in a bag. And to be fair, maybe he told me that. He was talking to me in Spanish, and my Spanish sucks, and so I didn't understand what the hell he was saying, but he was certainly happy when I gave him 3,000 pesos. Also, on my way back, I noticed that I was in a very touristy area, and I walked in. I have been looking for a French press or a coffee maker. What I really want, I bought filters already, so I want one of those simple plastic V-shaped things where you put the filter in, and then you put the grounds in, and you pour hot water, and it goes into your cup. That's all I want. Unfortunately, those seem to not exist around here, at least not in the stores that I went to. So I popped into a shop that had a bunch of coffee stuff in it, and had a conversation with the gentleman who worked there in English. And he said, download the app Mercado Libre, and then find what you're looking for, and then look up the address. So I thought, that's a good hack, and I will try that. But I also noticed that in this shop, things are maybe 3 or 4 times more expensive than I would expect from the regular shops in my area. So that's an interesting thing to pay attention to. Also, I was sitting down yesterday and I was kind of like, my neck, what's going on? Why does my neck feel so bad? And then I kind of realized, oh, look, I have an enormous sunburn. And I thought, where did I get that? I was maybe outside for 20 minutes and it wasn't all that sunny. But then I noticed from the shape of the sunburn, it's not from this shirt, it's from a shirt I wore on my long walk in the nature reserve. And so there we are. Now it makes sense. I was out for hours and I didn't even think about the sun because I don't usually think about the sun living in Vancouver, but the latitude is a little bit different here. Having said that, I looked it up and the UV index right now is low. So I think you have to be kind of dumb and go for a 3-hour walk to get a sunburn like this. Now, day 5. So today, the day we're in right now, I decided to go for a run in the park because there's thunderstorms coming later. So I went in the morning when it's still nice and cool. Took off my shirt to try and even out that sunburn a little bit. So the rest of me, it's not pasty white, but it's certainly white compared to that. So, I felt quite at home running around there. There must have been probably every third male running around that park, and there were hundreds of them. Also didn't have a shirt on. So it seems to be the thing you do. No big deal. Anyway, today I went out looking for a few more things. I did wind up buying a French press so that I can make coffee more easily. I sent a picture of it to Anna, and she's like, you really are a creature of comfort. Yeah, you're probably right. I guess I am. Well, that'll make it easier. I've been making camp coffee for the last couple of days where I just literally pour the grounds into the cup and then the hot water, and then I try and get the coffee into my mouth without choking on the grounds. So Eh, Semi-successfully, I was able to do that. Also today, okay, so people say, is it completely safe? So far, I feel pretty safe, except that today on my way back from my little trip to go get a coffee maker and postcards, which by the way, I can't find anywhere. So I've made some inquiries with the local expat group, like, do they sell postcards? Is that a thing here? I'd like to send some back to my family and friends. Anyway, so I'm walking along the sidewalk very close to my house, and there's maybe 5 or 6 guys, and they're kind of horsing around. They're young guys, got tattoos. They're drinking beer, and it's, what is it now? It was probably noon at that point. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, this might be another situation I want. So I was going to cross the street. Other people ahead of me crossed the street. That was probably the smart thing to do. I was going to cross the street, and then a guy said, "Hey, don't worry about it." So I went through them, and then I found Sock Guy, the aggressive tattooed sock vendor, and he's talking to me in rapid fire Spanish. I don't know what he's saying, but he clearly brings out the socks, and he wants me to buy some socks. Like, probably saying, "These are great socks. Why don't you buy some?" And I'm just saying, "No hablo, no thank you, gracias." And he literally put his hand on my chest. And he's like holding the socks, got a hand on my chest, and I just kept going, and he let me go, but not 100% comfortable with that situation. So I think I'm going to avoid groups of young men on the sidewalk drinking beer. That's probably like a tourist best practice, right? Probably anywhere. And today, as I said, finally, I will say that the weather is going to get really interesting. It's kind of sunny and beautiful and getting up to about 26 or 27 degrees Celsius today. But at 3 o'clock, it goes from 0% chance of rain to 100% chance of rain with thunderstorms. So it sounds to me like a really interesting weather pattern coming in. And maybe I'll be glad that I went for my run in the morning when it was cool and dry and warm. That's it for now. Take care, everybody.